Alright guys, in this video we're going to go ahead and install Mongoose, and we have a little bit of setup to do as far as connecting to our database and all that, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go to the terminal here and let's Control C to stop the server, and we're going to install Mongoose. So we can do that with npm install -- save mongoose. Alright, and if you go to the Mongoose documentation, let's say mongoose ORM, or it's actually an ODM. There's a lot of good documentation here, but it can get kind of confusing. Like, it shows you how to create models, it shows you the different methods, how to find, how to save documents, but it can get kind of confusing. So hopefully this course clears some of that stuff up. But first thing we want to do is connect. So we're going to, let's start our server back up. And just make this smaller. And we're going to go up to the top of app.js of our entry file. And we're going to create a variable called mongoose. Okay, notice how when we install modules, it's pretty much the same thing. We bring them in, we add any middleware that's needed, and then we use them. So let's say mongoose equals require mongoose. All right, and then what we're going to do is connect to our database. So we're going to go right, let's see, we're going to go right under where we initialize the app variable, and let's say connect to mongoose. And to do that, we take that mongoose variable and we call .connect. Okay, so we say .connect, and then we pass in our database. Now, this could be a remote database from MLab. Okay, remember we created an MLab account, or it could be a local database. So we're going to start off with just the local database. So we're going to say MongoDB : ///localhost / and then whatever you want to call this database. So I'm going to call it just vidjot. Whoop, that should be a slash. We'll say vidjot-dev. Okay, that's the name of my database. And then we need to put a second parameter of an object, and we need to say use Mongo client and set that to true. If we don't do that, we're going to get some weird error, or not error, but warning. All right, so make sure you add that. Now, this once we connect, we can add it responds with a promise. Okay, so when we use a promise, we need to catch it with .then. Okay, and we're going to actually be using promises quite a bit with Mongoose. You can use callbacks if you want, but I don't know, I think promises are a cleaner way of doing it. So we're going to say .then, and then in here you could either put a function or you can use an arrow function, which is what I'm going to do. So we're going to say arrow, and then I'm just going to console.log, and we're going to log MongoDB connected. Okay, so once we connect, we'll get this promise back, and we're just going to log that we're connected. Now, if there's an error, what we can do is remove that semicolon and say .catch, and then in here we'll pass in error, and we'll set that to console.log the error. Okay, so if it can't connect, if something happens, this will fire off and it'll log the error. If everything goes okay, it'll log MongoDB connected. So let's go ahead and save. And you can already see down here that it says MongoDB connected. Okay, so every time we connect to the server, I'm going to disconnect and then do nodemon, and you'll see that we're connected. So everything is good up to this point. Now you may notice this little warning we have. It's a deprecation warning for Mongoose's mpromise library. So there's actually one line of code we can put in to get rid of that. So we're going to go right above where we connected, and we're going to say map global promise, and I'm just going to mention that this get will get rid of warning. So all we have to do is to say mongoose dot promise is equal to global dot promise. Okay, that way we're using global promises instead of the Mongoose's default library, which is deprecated. So let's save. And now if we stop and we go back into our app, we shouldn't get that message. All right, so we now have installed Mongoose, we've connected, and we've gotten rid of any stupid warnings that we don't want. So in the next video, we're going to start to create our model for our ideas.